Hey team, hope all of you are having a great day. Happy Tuesday. It looks like to be a nice day. It feels good. We got a little bit warmer weather. I don't know about you, but I'm not a fan. I actually want really cold weather, and I just love that time. I love that time of year. I love the fall. I love winter. I love everything about it. Don't get me wrong. I do love summer, but there's something about leaves changing that gets me excited. Football season, pumpkin rolls, pumpkin pie, anything pumpkin. I know there's a lot of you out there that are the big pumpkin fans, and I am also a big pumpkin fan. I'm also a deer hunter, which I love to hunt. So this is a great time for me. Anyways, hope all of you are having a great week, though, seriously. And I just want to share a few things with you. First of all, a big celebration. We have 4 students getting baptized this week, and that is, I think, the most I've ever had in one weekend to get baptized. So we have Anthony, or we call him Tony. We have Will Johnston. We have Hannah Settlemeyer, Aaron Settlemeyer. So 4 students so far that I know of. And I'm really excited for that, and I'm super stoked. And what I really want to do is I just want to celebrate that because, baptism is a great step, especially when we really clarify what baptism is really all about. And that's what we're doing. That's what I'm doing with these students. I'm letting them know, hey, here, I hope you know what you're doing and the decision you're making, and for them willing to take that step is great. And I hope that we just continue to support them, encourage them in their walk with Christ. And that's part of being a group leader. If you're a group leader listening, you know that one of our jobs is to really shepherd the students, to keep them accountable in a loving way, and to just really just see how their journey is going with Jesus. And that's a cool thing about being a group leader. And then if you're guest services or environment team, anything like that, you also just get to encourage and just love on these students. So continue to do that. Continue to help students take their next step. That's really part of what we do, and that's a really important step. So anyways, I wanted to share that with you to celebrate that. I want to celebrate you guys. I want to celebrate our teams, our ministry as a whole. It is great. It's a great start to the year, and I'm just happy, even with all the change. With all the change and everything, I just want you to know we are doing a great job, and I just love it. I love what we're doing. I love all my leaders. You guys are phenomenal, and you really help me out because there's just some things I'm not good at, and I'm also not the most organized person. And all of you really help me to just stay on top of things. And also Desiree. Desiree helps me to stay on top of things. She does a great job with our organizational type stuff because I'm not very organized at all, and most of you know that. I'm just kind of I don't know. I'm just kind of everywhere sometimes. So, hey, real quick on a side note, I just want to show you guys because I know I told some of you, and I don't know who I really told. Desiree, for sure, I know. I have a surprise, and I'm really excited about this. This was not supposed to happen till like the end of November, but I dropped my phone yesterday, and yesterday was just crazy. First of all, I just want to share that real quick. My car died and my phone died all in one morning. Not day, morning, literally within an hour. So I didn't even make it to my meetings yesterday, but I got a flip phone. Come on. How awesome is this? Some of you haven't seen this in years, and you know what? This thing is amazing. To tell you, I know some of you are probably laughing at me, but to tell you why I did this, my decision on getting a flip phone is, first of all, it's cheap, and right now I'm in a season where I have to make sure costs are low, just for my family and the season we're in, but also this allows me to not be so distracted with apps, social media, and it really allows me just to spend more time, quiet time, and even just more personal conversation. So I am not against any smartphones at all. In a lot of ways, I kind of wish I had one still in some ways, but there's something about just having this thing that just gives me freedom. And so I just wanted to share that with you guys. I got a flip phone, and it's so great, and it's so cheap. So anyways, today I just want to really just talk about, we have our all leader meeting this Sunday at 9 a.m. and we're going to be talking about just 5 pillars to be a great leader. And I'm actually going to give you a printed out packet of that whole just all the content that's inside that leader document. It's initial leader training document is what it is, and I want you to have it just so you can look through if you're in just whatever ministry you're in, whatever role you play, that you can look into and dive into that deeper. But we're just going to hit the 5 pillars, how to be a great leader, and it all goes with our values and everything. So also, I wanted to just share a verse with you real quick on this card, and this was my 1 year card that Ben gave me, and he gives everybody whenever they hit every single year. There's a different verse, so I just want to share this with you because it's just so good. It's so good, and it's kind of like team related, and to really just focus on the body of Christ, to pick one another up, to ultimately trust God, to motivate and love and encourage one another. So it's Hebrews chapter 10, verse 23 through 25. Here's what it says. It says, "Let us hold tightly without wavering to the hope we affirm, for God can be trusted to keep his promise. Let us think of ways to motivate one another to acts of love and good works. And let us not neglect our meeting together, as some people do, but encourage one another, especially now that the day of his return is drawing near." And the reason why I love this is, man, this is what I want us to do. I want us to motivate one another on acts of love. I want us to just encourage one another and ultimately trust God in everything we do. And this starts with me, and that's why I just love doing these videos. I just love to say hi to everybody because I don't talk to everybody every week. And I love every single one of you. I love your families. I love what you do. And even in the midst of imperfection, you guys really stick it out, and you really do this with a passion. And so I want you to hang on to that verse. I want you to actually look it up and read it as well, to kind of apply it to your life and to apply it to our team. I want our team to really communicate well together. I want us to motivate one another, to love one another, to encourage one another. And then ultimately, I want you to take this into your student groups. So whatever group you're involved in, whatever grade you have, I want you to motivate them fully. We really need to motivate students. It's really hard nowadays because they're so busy. They're playing sports here, they're doing this, they're doing that. We need to motivate them to ultimately make room for God to work in their life. And I want you to love them unconditionally. They call that agape love, an unconditional love. And then I want you to encourage. I want you to encourage students. I want you to encourage each other as leaders. I want you to love each other and encourage, because doing ministry, serving in ministry, it gets draining over time. It kind of becomes plain if we allow it to. We kind of plateau sometimes in our faith. I want you to encourage one another whenever someone's discouraged or there's something going on. So I think it's just important. I love that verse, so I just wanted to share that with you. And there are some things coming up in our student ministries. Number one, December 12th at 7 p.m. at South Toledo is our student night. Let your students know that is a Wednesday night, and middle school and high school, any of them, we are going to be carpooling from Findlay campus up to Toledo. So we're going to be leaving around 5:45 December 12th to make it up to that event, and we'll be back around 9 o'clock. So I know it seems like a little ways out, but it comes up quick, so I just want you to encourage your students to check that out and encourage them to go. And that's for high school and middle school. Also, just for high school, 8th grade to senior year, winter retreat is coming up at the end of February. Now, I do not have specific dates. I don't even have a specific price yet. We're still working on getting brochures made and out. Hopefully that's going to be coming here at the middle to end of this month. And I just kind of want you to start talking about it in your high school groups. Or if you have 8th grade, I want you to kind of just start talking about that a little bit. Get it on the students' radar. That will be at the end of February. And of course, for you middle school leaders, Fusion Camp. 5th grade to 8th grade, hit Fusion Camp like crazy. We want students to really attend that. It's a huge event that we do for them during the summertime. And, it's just awesome. So they don't want to miss it. So really get them motivated to sign up for that. Really, that's all I really got for you guys. Like I said, I thank you for serving. Thank you for everything that you do. We're doing great, and I really hope that you guys are living out the go where they are. value that we have. That's one that's really going to help us pick up momentum, and especially our high school groups, to really show students that we're willing to get outside the church and really love on them. And I know, like I said, I talked about my last video, I know we're busy, but we got to make time, and I'm really trying to make time in my busy schedule to do that. So, and another celebration before I forget. Like I said, I'm everywhere, of course, but another celebration I just launched last week. It's a program that has been kind of going on in Van Buren schools, but they didn't have anybody to take it over, so I was able to step into that. So I've been partnering with Van Buren. Most of you know that. And I launched this thing back up called God's Nights, and God's Nights has kind of been around for literally since 2009, so it's been a while. But it's been amazing because literally just last week when we launched it back up, we had 21 middle schoolers show up during their lunch period to hang out with us and to learn more about God and to have discussions. And we had 4 high schoolers show up. So that's a great start for that. And that's just so cool to see my old teachers interact and to be on the end of that now, on the other side, actually mentoring these students now. And the conversations that I have with the teachers is just awesome, and it's completely different to hear how God has worked in their life. So it's just a really cool opportunity. I just wanted to share that with you because, like I said, that's part of the go where they are value, and it really does make a big difference, not only to students, but, man, to be able to maybe team up with some adults, teachers, staff, parents. It's just a great way to connect. So I just wanted to share that with you. I hope all of you have a great week. I'll see you either tomorrow, the weekend, or even next week. Peace.